Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever it is in the world you're coming to us from. Welcome to DYOR Live here on the DYOR Media Network. My name is Tom, otherwise known as Striking, here in the digital media world. So glad to be hosting another episode of this award-winning, super popular show. Thank you for joining us, everybody, on this great October 22nd, 2024. It is, what day is it? I think there's 15 days left to the election in the U.S. There are about 17 days left to Christmas and about 20 days left until the new year and about 25 days until the world just ends. And you get the credit card bills for all of this holiday season. But so welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Ladies and gentlemen, my co-host Pedro is in the house, but his camera is not on. Ladies and gentlemen, Pedro Garcia.
What's up, people? How's everybody doing? The camera's coming on here in just a second. My system here last minute just decided it wanted to shut everything up, shut everything off, and I had to sit there and figure out what I needed to do. So yeah, there we go. Boom. There we are. Wearing the red shirt with the red background. There we go. Alrighty. Hey, how you doing, Tom? How was your day?
Yes, good. Had a good day. Had a great day. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, while I just get Pedro's camera fixed here.
Well, I guess I could go. Let me go ahead and do the stuff. As you are doing that, I can go into
asking. You do that.
So, hey, guys, how you doing? Yesterday was a awesome day yesterday on the show. We had so many people come on. I mean, if you guys hit the share button and also that like button, which helped us out on the algorithm quite a bit. So if you guys could do us a quick favor again and just send us out there, showing people, hey, this show is a pretty good show. We go over real stuff with real stuff. So it's pretty cool.
I've got of the things slow camera syndrome again today.
Oh yeah, kind of love it.
I've got to get a new system. This thing's getting ridiculous.
Slow camera.
Hello, everybody. Anyway, everybody, welcome to the show today. Pedro, I had a good day. Yesterday, first of all, we had a fantastic show yesterday. We had the most viewers that we've ever had
on a live show.
On our live show. We had over 200 people tune in for the live on YouTube. We had 200 views on X.
Mm-hmm.
On Rumble, we had, 30 or 40 views or something like that. Something kind of crazy.
Yep.
And on Twitch, we had 2. And Kick, we had none.
For now.
Right, for now, as they say. Sorry, I'm just checking on the...
Okay. You're good.
The old Rumble feed here.
So, it was really interesting just to kind of go over stuff that we did. The Kitten with Hat crew definitely helped out those numbers. Appreciate that. And then plus we also had
thank you to everybody from Quiff.
Yeah, and then Gino, also gas station.
Maybe we can avoid that name today. But I don't know. We kept saying it yesterday, and we got our best views ever yesterday.
Yeah.
So.
Gas station, gas station boner, Yep. I'm messing it all up. Sorry, guys. Shout out, though, to you guys. Thank you for coming in. Also, we had a Finion that came in, and they were bombing our chats, which was awesome. We also had a...
Good day to Chuck Jansen. Thanks for joining us. Really appreciate it.
What up, Chucky? How you doing, brother? It's good to see you.
Dara Lawton, the pirate call. The Irish pirate.
All right, and then we got Alpha Wolf.
It never gets old.
The hardest working
literally
man.
Never gets old.
Darren Lawton. So.
Hey, Alpha Wolf, the hardest working man in crypto, is here again today. Thank you very much. Alpha Wolf, I think yesterday you sent me a clip for something on YouTube, but I didn't watch it. I just remembered it when I saw your name here. Need to go back and look at it. At work, support and listening. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
Yep. Immensely.
And Darrow says, yep. The pirate, Irish pirate. Big crew today here. Compared to yesterday? No. But got the loyal ones here. That's all that counts, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Keep coming back for a great show. But it was a good show yesterday. We had a lot of fun with it. We had a lot of good laughs, a lot of good information.
Yeah, we did.
Watched a couple of good projects come and present themselves to us, either directly by Sven and
Yep.
J Crypto coming
Yep.
on from Gas Station Boner Pill in you.
Yep.
I was trying to explain that one to Mrs. Striking, and it just wasn't working.
Yeah, I could see it.
She's convinced that anything having to do with gas
Boner.
stations and truck stops is all just prostitution and bad stuff happening that all men are clearly involved in. Everyone's bad. And then I try to explain it. It was just, it's the same everywhere in the world, that there's always vice everywhere. And it doesn't mean that 99.99% of the men participate in it.
That doesn't matter.
But it was our best episode ever.
Go figure. Is she there? Is she giving you?
No, she's off. She's off and doing things, and she'll be back. And I'm sure just as I'm about to say something important, the door will open and the dog will bark.
Barf.
But anyway, let's say thanks to everyone on Rumble today. Today we're talking about Technical Tuesday, in which we go over the price of Bitcoin, which we do every day, but the price of a lot of the top projects and things that are moving and grooving and whatever we want to talk about as far as a chart. And also we take suggestions from you guys as well. If you've got something you guys want us to bring up, some of the top ones, we don't want to really see some arcane thing that Pedro has to spend 20 minutes trying to figure out here today. Go over the top things, see how the market's doing, because we got a big question for you, everybody. We got a question, and it's in the title of the show today, and that is, okay, there we go. Technical Tuesday, is it doom or gloom with Camilla? And if you could read the text for it. I don't know why I'm not coming back. There we go. If you could read the text for it, it would say, is Kamala priced into the market? Bitcoin is smarter than us. Most markets with lots of money in it are smarter than the individual traders, and really, frankly, smarter than any group of traders, because you're fighting against the group. Like if you're a cyclist and you know what a peloton is, and you go out on your own, and you're the fastest guy in the world, the 50 slower guys are going to catch you anyway, because a peloton, it's inevitable that the group will catch the single person. And that's what it's like in investing. The group is that ultimately smarter and will catch you and do better than you, because so many people, the theory of large numbers, so many people are in on it, it's generally priced in. But is a possible victory by Kamala Harris priced in to the market?
Well,
so that's a good question that we should talk about.
I mean, breaking news was literally that JP Morgan, Jamie Dimon, basically supports, actually Jamie, and I'm getting this off of Watch a Guru, but it says JP Morgan CEO Jamie Dimon privately supports Kamala Harris and would consider a role in her administration. New York Times reports.
That is such bad news for Trump, because it's a lot of money. But let me tell you who it's really bad news for. Jamie Dimon. He may be the emperor of Wall Street. But if Trump wins the election, it's not going to be good news for Jamie Dimon. If it's true, if he's actually supporting,
well, here's the thing. Even if it's a lie,
and publicly doing it, it's going to be a problem.
Here's the thing. Even if it's a lie, the part about it that and he's come out kind of a couple times, and given Trump the attaboy in a lot of areas, right? We've seen him do this multiple times now on left-wing shows, right? That we've seen on many of the news outlets. And he's like, listen, you guys are just so negative on, but he's done decent stuff and the stuff he's trying to do. So I think this could be a way that, even, let's say it's a lie, the fact is that it's the initial report. People don't ever go back and check on this stuff. Right. So it's like, even if it's a lie and they hit a huge report, they get a huge fine off of it. Doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like when people trade, when you get Goldman Sachs who break rules where they're making billions of dollars off of that trade. And the reality is they're going to pay $100 million fine, but they made now a 20-1 win. So it's like, the juice was worth the squeeze. How many people are going to pick up?
Jesus, the squeeze.
You know?
Oh, Pedro. Also, before we get into the talks of everything, we've also got. Let me try and bring up these screens. My system's running unbelievably slow today. It's just, it's probably gonna die soon. But let me bring up some more good news. One of the things I wanted to talk about was that earlier in the week I had talked about the Swamp Creatures episode being released later in the week. They didn't have a guest this week, so they did their small little parts in which they do 10 to 20 minute episodes. And so we're going to release one today after the show. Well, at 2 p.m. today, if we're still going at 2 p.m., we'll go right into it. And if not, then you can just go watch it at 2 p.m. But it's really good. It's a fun episode. It's only 10 minutes long. But that's not what I'm talking about right now, because I'll address the Swamp Creatures a number of times during this show. Let me find the big news. Yes, the big news here. Once again, our crypto swamp creature, Justin Wallin, was on Fox News yesterday as the pollster. He is a professional pollster in real life, and he was talking about the election just being too close to call. He talks about. I would put it on, but I don't want to mess with my system right now. And he basically says that without a whole bunch of other polls saying something differently, it's essentially too close to call. Except he points out that in a couple of places Kamala is not polling well with certain demographics, and he especially brought up Hispanics. And the Democrats are trying to force Hispanics into a group to vote for the Democrats. And it's not something that happens with the Hispanics. They're very, very divided. Basically, the legal people...
They're very conservative.
Yeah, the legal people are conservative, and the illegal people are so happy they got in that if they're able to vote, or they support them, or they do campaign work and get the vote out, they tend to vote to Democrat. And so that's where Justin's talking about on this.
Okay, make sure we hit this. Wait, so when they first come over, because many times it is the Democrats who let them come in and get in, they'll vote they'll vote liberal. But then once they realize and they start to learn the language well, and then they start to read and realize, wait, they're pro-abortion, they're pro everything that most Hispanic first generation immigrants come over, then they vote Republican. This is why we saw Florida and multiple states had influxes of immigrants the first time around vote Dem, but then switch their policies to conservatism. So again, if we're going to talk polls and statistics, make sure we say the whole entire right. Like, this is important.
Well, that was the gist of it.
Oh. Oh, sorry.
And but still, it's within that margin of error. But he did point out that Ms. Harris is not doing well in certain demographics that are important in Georgia specifically, and in one of the other states. He said, but in order to really see that come about, he needs to see a couple other polls come up with the same results. And it's interesting that 17% of the people that are going to vote for Kamala are doing it just because they dislike Trump. It has nothing to do with policy or anything like that. 17%. Imagine an extra 17% if Trump could just get them back, say, sorry, I didn't mean to be an idiot all those times, and have such a caustic personality all those years. He doesn't really anymore, but he he did for a long time. But anyway, another feather in the cap to the DYOR Media Network, because our own Justin Wallin appearing on Fox News once again. And to be clear, he's very neutral. He's not a Fox News hired gun right-wing person. He came on and he basically said to them, it's too close to call, except for these little areas, but he needs to see more proof of it. And he also appears on CNN and other channels like that too. And he's put out there as a neutral poster, or an actual pollster, not a marketing firm that's making up polls. So that's That was good. Really happy to see that again. God, it's like nobody's finding our stream today. Yeesh. Pedro, did you retweet the tweets today? Oh, you're on mute.
I am on mute. That makes so much sense why you kept interrupting. I was like, why is this man interrupting me? No, I was joking. I went and got these new this new gum. It's called
No chewing gum on the air. That's the first rule of TV.
Yeah, but this stuff is so good for your brain.
Okay.
So I've got it. All right. It's a good thing this is YouTube. You like that, don't you?
Pedro, I was asking, did you retweet?
I am doing it as we speak.
Yeah, I'm not. For some reason, welcome everyone. Please share, comment, like, follow. Just do it.
And also, I mean, dude, you literally have Kamala Harris with like red arrows down. So I mean, YouTube's like, pew. Like,
well, remember we had this discussion.
yeah.
We said let's do some thumbnails. With one person bad, one person good, and see what happens.
Yeah.
And
we can see.
Hopefully, it'll light up our Rumble viewers.
And X, get it going.
And X. Yeah, that's a good point. You know what? I didn't retweet the X feed. Oh, that's yesterday's. How about that, Thomas? Oh, we're just on top of things here today. After a big show yesterday. Strangely enough, everything I put on the screen goes to the preview and program at the same time. Very weird. Yep, look at that. That sucks.
What do you mean? What sucks?
When I use the broadcast software, I have a screen here. It's called program in the industry. That's what's sending out to the masses. Then you have a preview. That's the scene you have next. You have graphics. You have the next scene switching back and forth, and somehow they're linked right now, and I can't put anything up on the preview, and it's a pain in the butt.
Got it. That's like a doctor visit over 45.
Yes, exactly.
All right, here we go. Real interesting.
All right, let's get into the charts and see what's going on over there before we come back and talk politics
Definitely.
again.
Here we go.
Welcome everybody on this slow day here in the channel.
Yeah, thanks for coming in. Appreciate you guys. I think we got 9 views over on X. If you guys could please hit the share button over on X, I'd appreciate that immensely, 1,000%. And additionally to that, let's go ahead and go over BTC. What's actually headed? It was really interesting to hear that Tudor is pro BTC and also gold. I thought that was so interesting. He came out with that news. And he was on CNBC. And I was like, shoot, he knows what crypto is? And I thought, of course he knows what crypto is. Like, it was like one of those moments that's like, that's cool. Like he's a legend and in trading. So the fact is that he is so bullish on us. I was just like, whoa, that's cool. If you guys don't know who I'm talking about, it's Paul Tudor Jones. If you read the Market Wizard books, he's been featured a couple times in them, and he was just a legendary trader on the Chicago floor when they used to have open outcry, and he used to have his traders, which he called turtles, and he would literally push the market. He would bully the market up or down, and you talk about like the amount of money they must have had to be able to do that. But obviously this was in the early 70s or mid 70s, early 80s. when he really kind of took to fame here. Anyway, so let's jump back into where BTC is moving. Boom, boom, boom. Now, we talked about BTC coming back down to our lower levels here of that 65,000 to the 66,000-ish area. And
what time frame chart you got up there, Pedro?
This is the daily chart.
Daily chart. All right.
Yep. And this is the daily chart. So when you look at where we're sitting here, we're hitting this supply area here. And I talked about how this is always a bit of a tricky area to be able to gauge what directions the market potentially could be going. So for myself, as I'm looking at it, as we're coming off of this zone here, which was tricky, you know what I'm saying? We talked about that.
It's tricky.
Tricky.
Oh, we got to get Pedro going here. He's in his slow monotone here. Got to get him going. Hey, Jesus, welcome to the show. Let's get Pedro moving and grooving.
Jesus. Oh, man. I got to admit, dude, it's been a long morning, though, for me already. I mean, I've been up since 5:30, so. Hey. So you can see here as this market is moving here, we definitely hit the supply area, and now we're selling off. So I'm expecting it to come down to at least that 65 to 26 area, and potentially coming back down and testing this 60,000-ish area here. So if we do hit this area here, we'll have to see. I've already talked about this being a weak area, so it should bring some resistance. If we do come back down to this area, we'll find out. But that's it in a nutshell for now as we speak. So Tom, let me ask you a quick question. Now you've heard about AVAX, right?
Of course.
Impressive. What were your thoughts when you first heard that? Like what was it?
When I first heard of AVAX?
Oh, did you hear about the credit card on ramping what they have now?
No, I did not.
Well, let me tell you about it. So, AVAX released Visa card for cryptocurrency payments. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a couple of them out there now, isn't there?
Yeah, crypto.com. But the fact is that I almost feel like AVAX is such a major coin. And it's in the top 10. They're going to be able to get a lot of volume. There's a lot of money that's actually being traded. And the fact is that AVAX came out with some really good, there's some games that were launched on AVAX blockchain, and they're really getting a lot of transaction. A lot of people are going through, and it's actually going to send a lot of money to them, because the fact is, remember, they get a fee off of the transaction that happens. So it's going to bring a lot of money with everybody bringing in, making AVAX, getting AVAX as a major coin. We should see some major push off of this. So it's going to be really interesting to see what correlates with this. So we've been looking at AVAX here for a minute.
But wait, so hold on, let me get this straight. What you're telling me is that a blockchain that advocates decentralization and cheaper fees and avoiding the credit card high fees is promoting a centralized credit card. That's what you're telling me.
Yes and no. They are pushing ability to help their business out. Now, if you get their coin, you can avoid it, and I'm pretty sure you'll be able to, take either a loan or some type of thing off of it. I think it's just going to generate income for their business and see some big.
What's up, fellas? Welcome, Jerry.
What up, Jerry?
How you doing? What the hell's his name? Crypto Chef. Jerry in the house. Thanks for joining us. Really appreciate it. Pedro, if that's an interesting thing what you just said. If they offer the credit card or debit card or card, I should say, access to it, and internally they allow people to use their Bitcoin or they're not Bitcoin, their Avalanche coin, for the stuff that's on Avalanche, the AVAX, as collateral, then we'll see an artificial credit pump over there again. Because people will borrow, they'll get the card, they'll borrow against their stuff of only 20%, 25%. But there's a lot of people over there that have plenty of money, and as all early adopters of the popular chains are. And then they'll buy more of their own stuff and pump the price up. And we'll see a false pump again based on credit. When was the last time the credit pump happened, Pedro?
2000
FTX.
FTX, it's true.
FTX and Alameda and the Celsius and that whole thing, they were all counterparty agreements. Nobody actually had any cash. And so they were just relying on the infinite money machine going up of BTC. And when it stopped, right about where it is now, I might add, that was 3 years ago, the whole house of cards came down. So I'm skeptical of anything. Credit grows markets. We know that. In fact, the Fed's doing it right now. They're pumping liquidity into the market.
Yes, they are.
With the U.S. has incurred another $500 billion. Oh, this is good. I'm going to hijack your thread just for a second.
Hijack away.
This news thing teed up here.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. The internet is afire right now, blaming the Democrats for this massive debt that we have coming out. The U.S. fiscal year started October 1st. Already, people are reporting that the U.S. is basically added $500 billion in debt. And they kind of add the debt at the beginning because they've been waiting to spend all this money to the new fiscal year. I get that. But Donald Trump Jr. posts, how can they get away with this? Here, I should have it on the background here. This should be criminal. They're trying to pump $500 billion of random money into the economy 2 weeks before an election to create an illusion of a comeback. Something other than abject disaster that they created. Insanity. And then what he did, Mr. Trump Jr. reposted, the Biden-Harris regime is recklessly pumping debt into the economy, hoping to create an illusion of prosperity while saddling future generations with a crippling burden, yada, 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 yada. So, and there's a million tweets. There's 1,000 retweets. Everyone's blaming the Democrats for this debt. Pedro, I got a question for you.
Yeah,
it's one of those questions I love to ask. It involves a civics lesson and a little bit of edu without detainment, just education. Where in the United States government, is money, taxes, and debt authorized?
I believe it is in the Senate, correct?
No, it's in the House of Representatives.
Okay, in the
House of Representatives, right in the Constitution, says that the monetary doings of the government, the ability to come up with tax bills, spending bills, the budget, and all that starts in the House.
Just so you know, I never had a civics class in my life. This has all been self-taught, so I've actually never even looked at that. Just so you know, everything you go ahead. Then
lead me into the question by saying, "Well, Tom, explain it to us." So the House of Representatives starts the process to do that, and the Senate confirms it. And so, in order for us to generate this new debt, what has to happen? What has to happen is that the House of Representatives has to approve it and say, we can go into incur this debt. Now tell me, Pedro, you'll know this one. Who controls the House of Representatives?
The Speaker of the House.
What party is that person?
Right now, it's the Republicans.
Or not only is it the Republican Party controlling the House of Representatives, it's the Trump faction of the Republican Party controlling it.
Right.
And so, in essence, the people that have approved the debt and the spending are whom?
The Republican Party, and he's bad.
Specifically, Donald J. Trump as the head of the Republican Party and the head of the Republican faction. And all these people are out saying it's Joe Biden and Camilla's fault. And I get it. I'm not on the Camilla camp for sure, right? So don't flame us for that, especially you guys on Rumble. But you need a civics lesson. You need a civics lesson in that the House of Representatives does all of this on their own. And the Senate, because they're Democrats, confirmed it. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. All right, hijacking the thread over, civics lesson over. Let's get back to the AVAC story that you were telling me about. Crypto Mel Gibson. Crypto Mel Gibson, this is the best name and profile picture. First of all, Mel is scary as shit in this picture.
Dude,
and Crypto Mel Gibson after a 12-pack. And I think you're underdoing it. I think it should be a 24-pack, or as they say in Canada, the 2-4.
Yeah,
yes, the red guys. We both have red today. don't know why. I just picked a different shirt.
Well, as an ex-girlfriend used to say, is that is maroon, not red. So
oh, it's Sven. Welcome, Sven.
Sven.
Thanks for joining us. If you recall, Sven Lambo joined us yesterday as the gas station boner in Upil guys, of which we thought YouTube was going to just derate us for talking about it.
They just
they did not.
Today.
They did not. We had our best show ever yesterday.
Ever. Bring those guys back. Bring your community over in here. They were a riot. We had a good time.
Yeah, Jesus in Canada, they call a case of beer a 2-4. Instead of a 24-pack or just a case, they call it a 2-4. I don't know why. That's just what they do.
Yes, sir.
And there's a weekend, too. Honey, what weekend is 2-4 weekend? May 2-4.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like when we have Memorial Day, it's their May 2-4 weekend. So it's around the 24th. They all go buy 2 4s of beer and get hammered. Not such a bad plan.
I like it. I like it a lot. All right, so let's check out here just some quick little TA here. So the fact is that we have a lower low here, or lower high here. So I'm expecting to see AVAX come down and test our area here. This is that 24, 25 area, that 25 to 23 area here that I was talking about. So if we do hit this area, if you're looking to be purchasing, it's a good way to actually be getting in on it while it does kind of sell off here. Potentially, it could come back down to that 21, 22 area. I could only hope so that I could take part in it and buy it more. So we'll see what's up. Also, and just to throw this out, which is really interesting, because there's so much gaming as well as memeage going on, I've been looking at Tron, and I brought this up at the Crypto Breakfast Club as well as a market overall play. And so not Ton, but Tron, TRX. These guys, I've been just watching them, and they are almost at their all-time high. And many of the top coins out there, besides Binance, next to Binance, these guys are just G's. I mean, they are just holding strong here. I talked about how we were going to hit this crossover, and we should see a bit of a sell-off. And they blew right through that crossover, and now they're pushing up. So with decent volume. Not necessarily volume down to here, but decent volume enough to sit there and say, is this thing going to continue? It's midday, and they've already hit more volume from yesterday, pushing up. So this is something that I'm definitely going to be looking at as we push it in. I was hoping to see a bit of more of a sell-off, maybe to this daily 100 period moving average, so I can get in at that 14-cent area. So we'll see as this moves forward what's going to happen as it predicts. But on the back end, there is so much meme coinage happening on Tron here. I'm really waiting for a major like Brett or a major like Pepe that comes out of that. So keep your eyes peeled for that.
I got a question about Tron. TRX is and I'm not fully understanding how this works, but it seems to be the main moving around chain for Tether. Is that correct? Is that USDT on TRX 20? Is that the case?
Actually, I don't know. I can't really give you a direct answer. I do know that there is a lot of Tether that is transferred on it, and it could be. They have a ton of stuff that goes along with that. So I think you are right, but I can't give you an indefinite yes.
Right. I know there's some link to it. Maybe we'll put that on the list of things to research here. But they benefit. I do know they benefit somehow because of the TRC20 Tether token being. It's apparently it's the cheapest to move around. So maybe that's why it's over there. There's so much of it there, or maybe it's because Tether uses it, the Tron TRX chain for its internal movements of, between wallets or something. I don't know the answer. I'm sure AI will tell us in 10 seconds here.
Yeah, just look it up. But that's the thing that I love about, dude. Have you seen the new? I mean, I know you've seen the new robots, but have you been seeing this whole entire thing between Germany's like fight against saying he's like a Hitler, and like how he's trying to use AI and like a lot of Germany's like 3 or 4 major publications out there have been saying he's like Hitler and he's trying to come in and
Who's
take
like Hitler?
Elon.
Oh,
Like,
for
and they were
Christ's
saying, yeah, dude. And I was sitting there
a
going,
poor
like,
guy in jail that does horrible things to people versus a guy that's changing the earth and the population and,
Yeah.
and humanity.
yeah,
Elon has cured blindness. Did you know this?
yes, dude, the Neuralink.
Literally, the cured blindness.
Yeah,
And it went over like a thud. People are like, yeah, whatever.
dude.
They're like, hey, he's just taking advantage of us. He's putting chemtrails in the air and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I'm like, it just drives me crazy to no end.
his Neuralink device literally is going to be able to connect people who are quadriplegics and what's the other one where
It said as long as your
prefrontal cortex.
the thing that your retina connects to, your optic nerve connects to, whatever it is, the part of the brain where that does your vision. As long as that's intact, they can now connect to it like Geordi on Star Trek.
Yeah, it's the dopest thing. Like the stuff that they have going on, you're like, dang. And they're literally murdering him. Murder, she wrote. Quiff just doubled from your call, Pedro. Cool, man. That's dope. Yo, shout out to we'll be going over Quiff here in a second. Also, we'll be going over some other meme coins here, just to be checking them out. We've called also Genu. We'll be going over that here as well. So I have
they're gonna have shit like this on your face. It not only that, for you guys that don't know this, but human eyes just see the visible light range. But a camera, it's like a lot of just professional cameras can see across the spectrum, infrared, UV, all that type of stuff, night vision, all those different wavelengths. And so to be able to put those wavelengths in your eyeballs, so you'll be able to see and you'll be able to tune it. Like they'll probably be able to figure it out in the thought processes, but you'll at least be able to have a dial on the side of it and tune it to show like infrared, heat seeking, blah blah blah. It's the most not heat seeking, infrared. Heat seeking is a cooled.
It's okay.
Charge coupler.
We got you.
Whatever. It's gonna make people with natural vision, losers.
Literally, dude. I just might even black.
Hey, I got my X-ray vision there, honey. Be like, like Superman. Boo!
Boo! Boo! Boo! Boo! Boo! Dude, that would be the most. Dude, I might make myself go blind. I mean, sorry. That would be so. Dude, there's definitely gonna be some laws based on that stuff. Definitely.
Nothing you can do. As soon as they put it out on the market, Jerry is out here pushing Ethereum. Ethereum. You gotta come up with Mars Ethereum too. If Elon's gonna go to Mars, he needs his own token. Might as well be Mars Ethereum. Jupiter Ethereum. We sent Elon sent a probe. Oh, that's not the right word. An explorer to the moon Europa around Jupiter the other day. The day after he launches the giant rocket and catches it.
Yep.
And then he cures blindness, and then.
So talking.
What did all you guys do in those same days? You degened. He sold some cars. Jesus.
There's nothing wrong with that. These are all. Listen, we all can't be super genius.
No, I get that. I mean,
that. God didn't give me that gift, right? Like,
didn't give it to me either.
Right. So, the fact is that you gave him autism, a minor. He has Asperger's, and so he's able to focus like an
blind in you.
Like it's just insanity. I mean, you give this guy
Uranus. So I knew someone was going to go to Uranus. Sorry, Pedro. Go ahead.
No, so I want to jump back into this aspect of what we're seeing here. So AI is really moving quite a bit. And because AI is moving quite a bit, we're seeing a lot of companies out there that have missed the boat trying to pay governments to basically bring some negative connotation to Elon Musk. I don't, I had a friend of mine who hit me up and said he's the false prophet to Trump's being the anti what is it called, the Antichrist. And I was like, bro, like, are you for real? Like what is going on here? Like the crazy. I mean, I would call myself a conspiracy guy, right? But some of the conspiracy stuff that are being sent to me, I'm like,
come on, man. The Earth's not flat.
Yeah. Well, I can't even look. I'm not gonna say it is or it isn't. I don't know. I don't care because there's probably I'll put it like this. I do have friends of mine who've gone up into orbit. I met some guys who when I was in the Coast Guard and they work for NASA. And so I went out there and was helping out with Katrina, and I met some dope, legit astronauts. And they're like, yeah, dude. Like, I drank with them, we got drunk and had a blast, right? They shouldn't have. I'll never mention their name. They're probably major because they were officers at the time.
I did that with a bunch of Secret Service guys once too. It was hilarious.
They're nuts, bro. Freaking nuts. Nuts. But they weren't butter bars. They were captains and stuff like that. But anyways, I say this because of this aspect. They literally said, no, the world is round and it's beautiful, and it's
good.
Yeah, and it's beautiful. And in additionally to that, he goes, we see the stars literally in 2D. It's flat, right? So you can't see. But when you get up to space, you lose the atmosphere, and all of a sudden it becomes crystal clear. And he goes, dude, it is absolute. If you're on the dark side of the moon, or dark side of the sun, and it's just you see nothing but night. It is
in the shadow of the earth.
Yeah, in the shadow of the in the shadow of the earth. You look up, you're just like, wow. It's and I was like, man, I want to see that. He goes, you can't even take a picture of it. It just doesn't make sense. It's that spectacular. So that is something that they've seen. I can only attest to what they talk about. I've never been there, but I have been down to Antarctica. And there's no red snow, just so you know. Okay, and I was down there in the summertime. I've snowboarded off the backside of Mount Tereb and Erebus. Okay, I've literally almost died a couple times. So I've been there a couple times. I've seen B-15.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Sorry, Jesus has been on a roll. He says, I just caught this comment here. Don't believe Elon. So I thought it was coming down on him. Then, of course, I forgot his character. He asked me for the cure. Only Jesus can cure blindness, because Jesus made the blind man see.
Yo!
Now he's telling us, wait till we make it to heaven.
That's gonna be gravy.
You must sit there at that desk looking at the TV waiting like this. I've got a joke ready to go. Meanwhile, his mom's back in Peru watching this going, oh, my son, he has gone so wayward. Get his rosaries back to him and back to the church.
That's awesome, dude. The sacrilegious here is epic. All right, so let's jump back into a chart here
This
real
thing
quick.
writes itself. It does.
All right, let's check this out here real quick. All right, so it's Ethereum. Would you be mine? All right. So not Earthereum, but Ethereum came up into our area here. We saw it sell off, came back up. It's starting to do a nice little sell off again. We're sitting at, we talked about it coming back down to that 22,000, or excuse 22. Yeah, not 22,000, but coming down to the 2,200 area. 2,300 area. I am still expecting this thing to come and tap this lower area of that 2,100 area. I do think we'll come down to that. But if we don't, be looking to be capturing and buying up some Ethereum at 2,300 area here, 23, 22-ish, because I think it's a potential buyer that we could take part in and be able to at least pick up some Ethereum at these lower prices. Just to make sure when you do that, you don't get caught up with the fees, because sometimes when it does see a sell-off, you see people either sell off their stuff or that will buy it. So a lot of them you see transaction fees that you pick up during that time period. So that's one of the things. Now, one of the things I also wanted to bring up real quick, and just while we're talking here, is, and this was the point of the AI. We did talk about we could check out the AI and have them tell us what what we wanted to tell us about
Right.
AVAX. And one of the things I thought was so interesting is that we have these AI plays that are happening now, right? Like Godius Maximus, right? And I've looked at this, man. We're talking, this thing has been, it is literally, what's the word I don't want to use? It's literally playing, I feel like, with human emotion. It's literally showing how to actually, like this is a good example. You look at this sell-off. Look at this dip, right? We came down into, and I said, this is why doesn't it? Oh,
This is
that's why,
GOAT,
because I didn't sign into. Yeah,
Pedro.
we didn't sign into it. Yeah, this is Gotius Maximus. Yeah, come on, come on, brother. Kick in. Here we go. I always forget I need to sign in, and then when I try this out, this is Dex Tools. Where's the sign in?
Ladies and gentlemen, while Pedro is signing in, don't forget that if you want to follow our trades and go long and short with certain things and plan those trades in advance, you need a central exchange to do that, or a proper DeFi platform. Our partner right down here, BidFi, below us, is a central exchange. No KYC unless you get up to the very high limits, and good customer service. Pretty liquid in almost all the markets that I've tested, which hasn't been a lot, but in Caspa. JBee from Defi Dojo, if you're listening, you said you were looking for a new exchange that traded Caspa. BidFi trades Caspa, and I found that they are pretty good at the liquidity if you're trading normal people amounts. So hit them up. We do benefit every time someone signs up and trades with them. We get a percentage of the commission, and that helps us out. It helps us out a lot because we, as we say, Pedro and I need the cash monies to bet on Godius Maximus and on the Yankees winning the World Series.
Come on, man. Yo, and that's another one that the news people have been absolutely hating, is they're actually better at predicting who's going to win games. Why am I forgetting what it's called? The
Poly market?
polling. Yeah, poly market. They are so good, dude. Like, I was sitting there and somebody was writing this article of like, because one, people can actually, when they do trade, from around the world, they can take part in the stuff that's actually going on, whether it's through soccer or whatever it would be. And I just think what I think is so interesting is how they're literally playing this. I just think it's brilliant. I think it's absolutely brilliant. But let's go ahead and go into Globe. I don't understand why this is happening.
Right now, the Dodgers have the on Poly Market and have the lead. They have $125,000. Actually, a volume. Yankees have $153,000 volume. I don't know how that works. You think the you think the group with the higher volume would have.
All right, here we go.
Anyway, back to you.
Yeah. So here's the thing, right? So it came down, it hit our area right here to a T. I took this one out too, because there was this one right here. And then we also have the 4 hour.
All lines. But now I understand the lines.
Yay, it's all lines. Okay.
All lines. Lines.
Lanes. It's lanes. Lines. It's lines. It's a line. Sorry. Okay, I know that was so corny. So it came down. It's hitting these areas. The AI literally is sitting there, bringing people in on the sell-off. Came down to 15 cents. Then now screamed all the way back up to that 45 cent. And then here's the part that's blowing me away. It's handling the transactions. So basically helping everybody kind of make money. And then the people, it's interesting. I wonder if there was a ton of limit orders sitting at this level, and it was just going to look it up and pull back and pick them up, because you can see it came down to this area yesterday at the beginning of the market, and then you saw it just skyrocket. So I just think it's brilliant what it's doing, how it's playing this, and
I think. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
And as we are continuing higher, we're seeing volume really pick up. And when you think about this, this is a $400 million market cap. Okay, its liquidity is sitting at 6 million, and I'm sitting there and I'm watching this going, like, the 24-hour volume is in the millions, and it's just trading as if it's like just so fluid. I mean, I'm like, I feel like
Crypto Mel Gibson Sven says here, right on the comment section here, it's a swing trader's dream, honestly.
Yes. Yeah.
Because when you're not worried about it being cheated and it just trades normally, that's really a good market to trade.
Yeah.
When you take the risk of, someone selling 50% of the token and just blowing it up out of it. It is a swing trader's dream.
Yeah. It's like the wet dream, dude. Like, it's like, whoa. Like, it's like, yeah, it's like you wake up and you're like, wow, right? Like, that was awesome. You wake up. So whoever caught in on the pullback here of it coming down to 20 mil, or not 20 mil, 200 mil yesterday, congratulations, shout out. I hope you guys got in good at that 200 mil area. Boom. What else was I going to bring up? Oh, also Guinea. Check out
Guinea?
Sorry, I don't know why. Public safety message. Are you serious?
Oh, nuclear war happening in Pedro and Bridgeport, Connecticut, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay.
Or an Amber Alert.
It's Fairfield. Well, anyways, why am I saying that? Sup with Key Fight. Yeah, we'll check out Key right now as well. So let's check out these guys. So you guys are doing good here. I like it, man.
Who you got up there?
This is now gas station Inu. Genu, baby. Here, guys. So check this out. So you guys are doing good. We want to see more volume come in. So if this thing comes down for today a little, right? We want to see this because you guys gap down into our demand area here. Now we're pushing up here, which is nice. We want to, if it does come back down, tap this area, and then you guys need to bring in some much more stronger advertising, get that thing up and running. What's up, Patrick? How you doing? Good to see you. I was in Genu 6 months ago. That's what's up. 5 or 6 months ago. Shout out to my boy Patty.
Were they around 5 or 6 months ago?
No, I don't think. I think he's probably thinking of something else, but it's all good.
It's a different one, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's millions of stuff happening. All right, so that I like this one, and then let's check out Quiff. We'll go into Quiff in just a second. I also wanted to bring up, which I thought was really interesting from a new standpoint, that the Federal Reserve official Cass Gary says very few transactions have happened on crypto unless it's drugs or illegal activity. I honestly thought that was the most stupidest thing I've ever seen, and I honestly thought this was the Federal Reserve. Cash Kari, I think that's how you say his name. But I literally was just like,
see the guy from Minneapolis.
I forget exactly where he's
from. The Federal Reserve Minneapolis, because I've got I got a beef with those guys, eh?
The reason why I just blow, because I literally thought to myself, like, you literally sound like Elizabeth Warren. Like, that's literally what I thought, and I said she's about to lose her position. And what's his name who's running in Massachusetts? John Deaton. If he gets the Senate and he takes over that position for Mr. Deaton, dude, it is definitely going to hurt, because there's not going to be a major narrative of, it's illegal, in Washington. So somebody else has got to pick that up if she loses her position. But then what it does is, the fact that it's coming from the Federal Reserve explains to me that maybe she was being paid. Because when you look at the actual transactions where you can, right, you literally can, it's not. I mean, it's blatant to everybody once you learn how to do blockchain analysis. That it's very, very, very few amount of money that actually transacts in drug or narcotic or illicit
Right. It's a small amount.
situation. Yeah, it's a very small. There's more of that happening in cash with the U.S. with the U.S. cash dollar than it does actually happen.
They'll push to get rid of that, Pedro.
Yeah, they already are. You're right.
You can see it coming.
Yep.
Oh, that cash is bad, man. We can't track it, and we can't limit how you spend it. So we're gonna have to get rid of it.
Yeah, it's.
But on this Fed note, we might as well. I got these news stories teed up here. Let me get back to that screen and then my screen. See if it brings it up here. You guys are not gonna believe this crap. Oh, that's not the right page either.
While you're doing that, let me finish off Genu here real quick while you're doing that.
Oh, sorry, go ahead. We'll come back.
No, you're good. Yeah,
You
go
got
ahead. Oh, no, you just pulled it up. Okay, no. Now we're saying it's like when two guys go to shake each other's hand and they're like, and one does like the knuckle and the other does the handshake, and then the other one switch, and it's just like, okay, this
so
is
you
awkward.
go for the bro hug, but the other guy's like, I'm not your bro yet.
Yeah.
No.
You're like, oh, my bad, dude. And then he's like, no, it's cool, but but he does like you. But he's not like you're not in the inner circle, so you can't just go in for that. What's up? Anyways, there's guy politics. Anyways, and all of our guys know they're like, yeah. Anyhow, let's check this out. So I'm expecting these guys to come back down a little bit. If you guys do come back down, I'm definitely looking to be picking up some right about here. Boom. This would be the level that I'd want to be picking up real quick, and this is going to be intraday. I'm gonna just bring that up so you guys can sit there and see it, dash it, and we will dash it as enter time frame. I'll be looking to capture if it does pull back down too. So I like that area. All right, go ahead, brother. Go ahead and see. You were talking about the nice little friendly guys over at the Federal Reserve because they love crypto so much.
Yeah, and in the land of the outrageous, I've got a good one for you here. And it's not actually a good one because these bad things catch fire. Good morning, Favor. Thanks for joining us on the show today. Really appreciate it. Let all your friends know. Anyway, we have here from the Minneapolis Federal Reserve, from their research department. Minneapolis Federal Reserve is actually one of the more important Federal Reserves because historically the Minneapolis metro area was a manufacturing behemoth. And they generated a lot of the GDP for the Midwest outside of the steel making areas, and so they get a lot of important people there. And these wizards here, Urzo GJ Lutner and Amal, the man with the same first name and last name. Urzo has is a professor at the University of Minneapolis, a credential list a mile long. Like, you look at his resume, and he starts it off by saying, the first thing it says is, I'm a U.S. citizen. So, anyway, you're not going to believe what he says. He talks about the unique implementation of permanent primary deficits. And what you're like, okay, what is this archaic term? What it means is operating a government permanently on deficit, which is something most of us don't want. We want to be able to run deficits when needed, time of war, starvation, that type of stuff. But we don't want to do that because we pay in taxes. And what he called Bitcoin, literally called a Bitcoin, a useless piece of paper. This is what he called. Right in the abstract here, it says, in an economy with incomplete markets and consumers who are sufficiently risk averse, we show that the government can uniquely implement a permanent primary deficit using nominal debt and continuous strategies for primary deficits and payments to debt holders. But this result fails if there's also useless pieces of paper, Bitcoin, that can be traded. If there's a trade in Bitcoin, then there's no continuous strategy for the government. It leads to its implementation of always being able to run deficits because people can fly to safety. The flight to safety to be able to easily buy and trade something that does not deflate. That's what this term here, unique implementation of permanent primary deficits, means a permanent state of inflation. And some people, like Mr. Lutner here, think that's a good idea because you can issue debt, and then if you allow inflation to go up, the value of that debt goes down over time. Not by dollar values, but by percentages of what, it's like your buying power goes down. And he goes on this long PDF to defend it and just saying it's useless and he says, basically said what the government should do is ban Bitcoin and other things that allow people to maintain their own value. And this is coming out of the Fed, and the Fed allowed their own research people to publish this. It's the most outrageous thing I've heard coming out. The head guys in the Fed, the branch, should have been like, yeah, no, you're fired, and you're fired. It shows that these bad ideas are percolating in there, and when more and more people, especially in government, get their hands on it and say, yeah, it's a good idea, because then we can take the easy way out and just let inflation do its thing for years. And we don't have to actually work at our job. We just let inflation devalue the deficit. Then we don't have to bug Congress so they can keep spending all the money they want. It's just ridiculous. And I saw this the other day, and I was like, this cannot be true. This cannot be true. So here it is. Unique implement comes out on their letterhead. Ban Bitcoin because it's a useless piece of paper. Right here. This result fails if there's useless pieces of paper. You see why I'm pissed, Pedro? And any of the rest of you guys? Yeah. Sven, exactly. Ban gold.
Man, this is literally...
lands too.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is literally... I mean, here's the thing. This is an all-out war for them because this is literally how they go through, and they keep order for their system of doing things. And if they lose this battle, dude, you're dealing with, like, they're obsolete in a sense. And so it's like they finally worked up. They finally got a system that works purely for them. And I would do, like, if I was in that position, would I not myself do the same thing?
Right. If I was king, would I have all of my people that oppose me have their head chopped up? Of course. Of course. That's what you do. I don't want to have my head chopped off.
Mm-hmm. It's just it's an interesting thing as we speak that they are very much looking at things and trying to really, what's the word I want to use? They're trying to win. They want to make sure that they stay in the winning circle.
Right here, unique implementation of spending policy. When I said spending policy because that's what it is. Unique implementation of deficit and spending policy when Bitcoin is illegal. Right here. You Rumble people, I point over here because that's where my eyeball counter is there, should be outraged. In fact, I'm going to clip this out and post it.
Clip it away. Clip it away. It's frustrating. And here's the thing. It puts them in a box because, I mean, if you can actually run to a product that holds its value, and you're just supposed to be the one that is a way that is devaluating that value, and you come up in value because of it, isn't there some form of maybe bias or biasm, or maybe like they're purposely fighting for something that isn't necessarily efficient? It's almost like people who were fighting for and they were rioting about the car in the 18th century, late 18th century, early 19th century, before everybody actually had the car, right? The horse providers, right? This idea of like, why are you getting rid of all this land and paving stuff? Like, what's the deal? Like, it's like, well, this is the next evolution of what's actually happening. And of course, you're gonna get this.
Right.
You know, why would you not? Right.
Right here. Either these people are brain dead, or they're just really bad at coming up with titles, and they should run everything through AI now. Here, this one says the unavoidable balanced budget trap. Now, why would you put that out in a paper from the Federal Reserve saying balancing a budget is a trap? At least if it's not what is intended. if this is just supposed to be clickbait to get people like me to get crazy, then it worked. But I'm guessing people are talking about here, if I were to read all these math equations, note it's math, not maths, math equations, it would justify the concept that having a balanced budget is not good. Oh, Pedro, I got going on that one.
Yes, you did, and it was good. It was a good thing to pull up. I mean, I think it's really important to understand what we're seeing in the economy, even on the back end. I mean, just to point out certain aspects, we see Chris Larson, basically the head guy of XRP, literally donating $10 million to Kamala Harris, and I get it, man. Like, look, I see why he would do it, right? Like, there's a way for him to get ahead. He wants to. He knows that Kamala Harris really doesn't understand, or maybe she does. Maybe she, I mean, the fact is that she was accidentally not understanding what was happening over at the border. So, or maybe
she didn't understand jack shit.
Or maybe she did. Maybe she was very coherent, and she did exactly what she was trying to do.
She can't even form a sentence.
You know what? How many times do you talk to people?
But she's in the race to be president of the United States, so I got to give her that.
Hey, man, she did something right. She did something right.
She did something because she partnered up with Montel Williams. That's what she did right.
Bro. Oh, dude. All right. Well,
that's what made her famous. That's what got her initial media exposure, and that's when she started running for public office.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go. There you had it. But on the back end, and I think we can bring this up because I think it's something that can be paying attention to. If we see certain aspects happen, okay, and I see you, Patty. I see it too, man. I see it too. Don't worry. Sorry, I got a bunch of people hitting me up. Forgive me. This aspect that people are going through and looking to keep the current system going and fighting against innovation isn't something that we haven't seen in past history. But sooner or later, innovation will take over. Now, I know the government has set up certain things to keep how to build a nuclear reactor and how to set certain things up. And they've done a pretty darn good job. Ultimately, many other countries are learning how to do it. And we've had nuclear since the 1940s, late 1940s, early 1940s. And we're talking, this has almost been a full 80 years, but it's finally going. So I bring this up because this idea that we're sitting in right now with Bitcoin still at its infancy stage is sooner or later going to get going. It may take 40, 50, 60 years, but it's going to happen. And an innovation, blockchain, and the way we see it through decentralized, I think will very much be the one that will sooner or later win out in the future. It's because you can't stop innovation. Sooner or later, it just wins. That was a lot diatribe. That was a page of philosophy.
I want you to go back and watch that one on the replay.
Okay, I probably will. And was that a word salad there?
No, it's not a word salad. It would have been a paragraph salad. We don't need blockchains. We need banjos. Troublesome. Troublesome. I'm guessing you can play the banjo then. You and Steve Martin. Oh, we had some funny comments. Favor, you asked a question here. Are you guys partnered with Infineon? No, we are not. We are not. Sean, DeFi Sean, and I are crypto friends here. We are not. We talk about. We have an interactive show. We don't need to partner with people to talk about them. And we've had them on our show to just talk about it because a lot of the viewers we get come from there. So it's a good trade for us. Ka-ching's in the house. Thank you, Derek. Thanks for joining us. Derek, the guitar player. Troublesome, the guitar player. And, if necessary, the banjo player. Matt Rhodes in the house. Man, it must be lunch hour somewhere. We got a whole bunch of people tuning in. Thanks for joining us, Mr. Hodes. Jesus says the only blockchain we need is Infineon blockchain. Well, I hope so. Matt Rhodes says VET will be launching soon on the Infineon blockchain as soon as their blockchain is live. Matt, Pedro, and I discussed your predicament you're in, and we don't have any good advice for you.
Yeah, we did, really man. I wish I could, man.
Let's not talk about the details of it here, Pedro. But if you guys are looking for a project to a good quality of life project, a charity project to get involved in, go talk to Mr. Hodes here. Talk to him out about his VET token and its launch. Its aim is to generate revenue to help disabled veterans, which is an awesome cause, which I would never stop talking about. But they're a tough play, and Matt's finding that out the hard way.
Yeah, and here's the thing. It's not that we are against it. You know, it's just like we know it's hard, man. And to get people to really, go out of their way to really go. I mean, it's a great project. I love what he's doing. It's absolutely amazing. But right now, everybody's tough.
Right. My personal opinion is you need to figure out a way to do it with a taxless token. Gotta come up with a taxless token. You gotta go to one of those places that kicks back the part of, I don't know if Infineon does this, but if they kick back part of the gas fee to the developers, like MainNetZ, then you make money on volume by parts of the gas fee, which people don't give as much of a shit about as taxes, because it's far different. I don't know. There's a lot to talk about there, but a lot for you to figure out. But we'll still, if you come up and watch the show and talk about it, we'll still tell people to go see you about it so they can learn about it from you.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And go to the Infineon Telegram room too.
Infineon and belong.
All right, what do you got? You got some quiff coming up here?
Yep. Got quiffy. All right, guys. So we've talked about these guys. Again, I want to point out I am in this. I am an investor. And this is them here. So we talked about.
Hold on, I still got the Federal Reserve thing. There you go.
All right. So we talked about this. Came on scene on Saturday, and they are late Saturday, early Sunday. Started seeing this thing pump on the 20th, and then the 21st, which was yesterday, did a little pullback and got it going. What's interesting here is that these guys have done a decent amount, literally from 5 zeros to a good 10x here. There's a lot of lore behind this and a lot of underground stuff here that is happening here. But that one thing about these guys is they've got to come up with a push, and they need to really get some. I don't know what they are doing for their. What's the word I want to use? Marketing. Yeah, they've got to come up with some good.
They need to pump that story about being the first pump.fun token.
Yeah, well, I think it's the first animal pump.fun token, which was kitty with hat, or kitten with hat. That's what it is, kitten with. That's why it's called that. So it's really interesting to see what's happening here. Obviously, the devs are buying, so that's good to see that they're buying at good junction points here. So we can see that they also bought down up in here, and this is a community takeover coin, so it's one of those things that we're seeing there's a lot of stuff going on with it, and it's kind of cool to sit there and see what's happening with this with KWIF, see what's going to happen with it. But that's in a nutshell. They do need a push if we are going to see a pullback. The pullbacks that we're going to see is probably back at these levels here. and one about right here. So these are it's having trouble, like I talked about yesterday, with this resistance level. We saw the sell-off come in around 12 o'clock last night as it sold off. It came down to our area here and potentially now is making the way up. So you got a couple areas here that we can see it pull back and get in on. If this thing hits a new all-time high, which would be about right here. Give me 1 second. You need to see volume step in at this level, because the key is everybody's going to try to take some profit. So you guys are going to be able to absorb those profits and at the same time really push forward. So you're just going to need to make sure that that narrative and everything is really going out there and pushing, making sure that you guys are hitting spaces and rating organizations so they can sit there and get your name out there with it. So that's it in a nutshell.
Hold on, Pedro. I just posted this in the Quiff room, and it accepted my link. So let's talk about them a little longer here. But specifically, let's start the process by going back. Jesus has posted a couple of times that it's doubled since you made the call. Yeah. It's at I can't see the price on the chart right now. What was it yesterday on the show? You said it looks like it's coming up into this region. Is that what?
Yep.
Kind of go back over that again.
All right. So obviously we have a Telegram that I posted this, and very rarely do I post memes, coins, or even just I don't really go out and promote. But I heard the lore behind this, and I understand, like, in meme-age culture, like there's a million memes a day, like literally, that are created on Punk Fun, all these other things, right? And so it's like, when we were kids growing up, it was like having, you could have a Ken Griffey Jr., right? Which his father was a great baseball player and he became the bomb, right? There is lore behind Ken Griffey Jr. Plus, he was a great baseball player in the first place. So you knew just having his rookie VP card would be a big deal one day. In a sense, that's how this is, right? Like, this comes from a VP player who's already, major name, and then the fact that this was the first cat or the kitten with hat and all that, and that plays into meme lore. And so just hearing about everything, I said, this seems like a legit play. Let me get a part in it. So I gave it to our community in Telegram and said, hey guys, look, I'm not giving this as financial advice, but these are the areas that I'm looking to be getting in. So I dropped them in at this sell-off. I was at around the $3 mark, or excuse me, the 003 area. And obviously it's sold off down to our lower level here. But then from this level here, we've seen it basically double, which is it's at 6 right now. So it's doubled in the day. We had a 1x, or 1x from where we're at. But the key point behind this is that they've really got to hit hard the spaces. They've really got to hit hard all what meme coins do. Get your name out there. I already heard that there is going to be a publication that is going to come out and talk about them, which is a major publication. I heard that through the
Pedro is in the know, ladies and gentlemen.
Well,
he's in the know.
I mean, the thing is, when we talk about Shogun,
let's leave a little mystique towards it. You're in the know. Pedro knows the publication's coming out.
We know some stuff, and I know a lot of stuff.
That's right. That's how important we are, ladies and gentlemen. We know stuff.
Let's leave that alone. We sound like dumb people. Actually, shout out to all our visitors over on X. Thank you so much, guys. You guys help us out so much. But the key is, if you guys please make a comment, like make some comments over there. I feel like it's like bots over in different places in the world, and it's like over on X. Say what's up. Tell me where you guys are coming from, where you guys are at. Or even just, what's your favorite food? Or if you want to make fun of my hair, my nose, whatever it be, say something. Say it with your chest. To quote our good friend Kevin Hart. So, our good friend Kevin Hart.
And welcome people watching us on X. And thanks for, apparently there's a couple of people joining us from the Quiff TG room. Thanks for joining us. Really appreciate it. We're going over it, seeing where this thing is going to go. Is it going to go to the moon? Is it going?
We'll see. We'll see. We'll see if it makes its way on up. If not, it's okay. But I do think it is. I mean, we're seeing volume pick up here. We just had the last, like the new hour here come in. We're seeing a push up. We'll see what happens here. I'd rather have seen it come down first, then go up here at its highs. But we'll see what happens here. Whatever it is, you guys just keep doing what you guys are doing. What is the CEO of Quiff? Is he in here? Is he in our
I don't know unless they post.
Yeah.
And I don't know who that is anyway.
Yeah. Well, I don't think there is a well, not CEO, but somebody who's the leader of the clan, the group, because it is a community.
It was Crypto Coach or something like that yesterday.
Was it? Was it? Yeah. So we'll see what happens here with that. Anyhow, so let's go ahead and move forward with it. We don't really see anybody coming in. If they come in, we can definitely go back to them. Oh, there we go. Nam Nugent. What's up, Nam Nugent? It's good to see it. Yep. We're talking about these guys here. Pedro, how about your nose hair? Please talk about my nose hair. Sometimes I braid it. I'll sit there and I'll braid it on here. I'll be like, come on, there we go. I got little fingers. I got fat thumbs, so they get in my way. What's up? How you doing? Here for K? Are you here for K Whiff?
Yeah, Nam is here from K. Nam Nguyen, I believe is the
Nguyen.
How you pronounce that? I think. What's up, man? What's up, man? What's up, man? Thanks for joining us. Really appreciate it. Quiff baby.
Quiff baby.
It's shill session time, ladies and gentlemen. This is where I need a sound effect for the shill session.
So while you guys are shilling on us here,
was from Cali.
Cali.
Sam was a resident of California twice, and Pedro was a California resident once. So we were glad to live there, and frankly, I'm glad to not live there anymore.
Oh, very much so, dude. Imagine, dude. I remember. Here's the thing: the Mexican food in California, especially Central Valley, is my jam, dude. Like, dude, people don't understand that there is true glory in that Mexican food. I still have like dreams, glorious dreams of me eating burritos, man, at the taco trucks. They were the best thing in the world, man. If I was ever going to go back, it would literally be because of the Mexican food, nothing else.
All right. You gotta be a man of your principles, Pedro, and that's one of them. But we're looking for good things to come with Quiff here. If they're a group of people with principles, they're on their 70th hour of the spaces, and it hasn't rugged yet.
Yeah.
Or maybe it has and they restarted. I don't know, but it's still going.
Yeah.
If anyone's watching this show and in the spaces too, go tell them that we're talking about them. Have them pop over here again.
Yep.
And once again, while we're talking about him, it's mooning. Yesterday, it did the same thing. Yeah, it's a good thing.
Where are you coming from, Nam?
Somewhere in Cali. We're in Cali. The south, the north.
Yeah, Cali is huge. It's huge. People don't understand. It's the size of from Florida all the way to here on the East Coast. I think about the north, South Carolina is how big it is. I mean, it's literally half the West Coast, and then you have Oregon and then Washington. So,
and if you think about it, when you look at the map, parts of Northern California are more north than big population part of Canada, like Toronto and all that kind of stuff. California goes so far north that it's actually further north than a big part of Canada. So people think California, it's sun and crazy liberals all the time, when really it's part of California is very north. And that northern part of California is really beautiful. I've driven through it twice. It's not a disaster like San Francisco and Los Angeles and stuff like that. They did a good job preserving it. And since there are nothing really going on there's no real industry. The timber industry isn't that strong there anymore.
Mm-hmm.
There's not much going on, so it's
pristine.
Yeah,
it's pristine. I went over there about 12 years ago. I went through the redwoods and
It's
man,
Solana, Derek.
yeah, it's on
Solana.
Solana. Yeah. Um, and what's a trip is that when I was looking at it, um, I remember driving through. And went there with a friend of mine, Miss Gail Wose. She was amazing. She was like a mentor to me. You ever meet somebody in your life that was so significant in your life that without them, like you don't really like you would have gone off the deep end and like just been a horrible person, and they basically saved you in a sense. That's that, and so she took me up, and she's like, "Let's get out of here." Older woman. At the time, she was in her late 60s, and she took me up, and she's like, "Listen, get up here, enjoy this," and it was amazing, you know. And at the time, I was struggling financially, but we went up through the redwoods, we went up through Crater Lake, we went up through all these amazing places, and it was such a good experience that it really kind of reshaped my brain in a sense, knowing that people actually do care. They care about you, not necessarily what you do. And that changed my being of thinking and how I
Cool.
see my world. Anyways, I don't even why am I talking about this. All this because California and Nam was there, and we're talking about Northern Cal. Yeah, so California.
Pedro, just so you know, we've only got 10 minutes left on the show. Ladies and gentlemen, 10 minutes. The next episode of the Crypto Swamp Creatures is going to premiere, and we're going to raid that channel.
Absolutely, guys. Raid away. All right, so let's check out real quick some of these. Space is still going. Dope. All right, let's check it out here real quick. Some of the major coins here. We've kind of got off of that. All right, so let's check out BNB. BNB, we've been talking about it being in this range here, playing off of this, came up, coming sold off. We're putting in a lower high here potentially. If this thing does not find footing, expect to see BNB then come back down to this lower level here of that 531 area. It's kind of a clean shot down to here, and then potentially come down to that 504 area as we move forward. If we do find footing here, we would probably find footing over here on the 8-period moving average, which would be that 573 area, where you could take this trade from 572 ish, 573 ish area up to pretty much the next high, which would be the 694 area to the 684 area. And so nice little area to be playing off of that.
Man, where's Crypto Mike? He's still pumping, not pumping it, but still really strong on BNB.
Yeah, he is. He's absolutely mega bullish on Case.
Samuel, mega bullish on Quiff. Thanks for joining us, Samuel.
We were just looking at K-Swift. Somebody also put in K-Whiff. K-Whiff. Forgive me if I could say it.
How do they say it on the spaces? Do they say Quiff? Do they say Queef? Do they say K-Whiff?
Yeah, I've heard people say
Queef.
Man, I'm down. There we go. And it's being douchey again. Stop being douchey. Don't be a douche. There we go. Yay. All right. So here we go.
K-Whiff, the guys are saying here. Oh, sorry. I pulled your screen off when your phone was going. Let me go back to your screen here. All right, so I've been saying around. Keaton Roadman, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely.
Pedro, we might have to spend a few more minutes talking about this over here.
Okay. All right. K-Whiff. So here's the thing with K-Whiff, right? Like I've taught, there we go. We're seeing volume now step in. We need to see that volume come in at this level to push through that all-time high. And on top of that, as people sell in, because they're going to be trying to get profit here, right? People sold off, came in, bought back in. As this thing needs to push through, it needs to push through with volume, and we need to see it really kind of come in with this is what I want to see. See the sell-off right here, boom. Sell-off with demand, boom. Sell-off with demand. That is a sexy chart to me. Yep, there you guys go. There you guys go. New all-time high there. There you guys go. But we want to see that continue. So if this thing could take wings here, see some real volume come in and really start to capture this part right here, That's what I want to see. And additionally to it, I want to see it close above this with strong volume. If we can get some strong volume on that hour close here, right? That's going to be the key point here, is you come in with strong volume and then we push it up. Then we come back down. And this is kind of what I would want to see if this thing happens, right?
Draw it, Pedro. Draw it. Show us the up, the down, the all around. Up, down, all around.
Dun, 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 dun.
You spin me round, round, baby, like a record, baby, round, round.
All right. So we want to see something like this, where we see it come back down and boom, come. This becomes this supply area, then would become a support area. This is what we call a flip zone. We would see it consolidate here, bing, ding, ding, bing, bim, and then pop. Okay. We want to see this thing. Typically at these, it would be the next leg up. The leg that we could potentially see, this is super important, is this right here. How far has it been pushing, right? How big have the legs been from the close? So we can sit there and say our high was here, 7. What was this? 7.
And when you look at the chart like this,
1.
Pedro, it looks just like so many of those other projects that had booms that people thought, well, this is it. It can't really go much higher.
Yeah.
And then it absolutely just moonshotted, and these look like the little bumps in the road beforehand. Yeah. And everyone is so happy about this growth here, from 200K market cap to 8 million. It's a huge thing. But then what happens is it just goes
that parabolic, just goes stupid. Yeah. The key point is that we've got to see this coming. So let's go and pull back here real quick. So the pullback was 7 points, right? And it was about a 50% pullback. So it was boom. So 50%, and then we see it go up, pull back. So we want to then go 50%, the next leg from here. So what was the X? So that was 5. So that was a 10X. So we would need this will most likely, if we do capture this part right here, this would be boom from here. So that would be 1. So it would go up to about right. So what is that? Give me a second. Boom. So when we're looking at this right here, boom, it'd be 1. And that was right here, 1. Excuse me. That was 40.
Patrick, if that happens, we'll all be happy.
40.
We'll be very happy.
So
even though Pedro and I only have meme coin money in it from our show stuff, still though, watching something in the green is always good. It's been a long time for me that I've watched something in the green in crypto.
So here's the thing. So for me, as I'm looking at this, we could potentially see a 10x to 100x how this plays. So if this is going to be like this, where this is a push up to come back down, that might be this area right here. Or we could see that then this would be like, it would go up to about right here. This is where we would then see the next pull off. This would be basically from here to here as we're looking, right? Or is this the next leg up where we see this? Okay, this is a 100x right here from the low. Okay, coming back from here. Okay. If I just realized it was looking like a
we have 2 minutes, Pedro.
All right, so we have two things here. It could be right here where this could go back up to this level right here, come back down, tap, consolidate, and that would be a 10x. Okay, but if we could see a 100x because we're in the second cycle here, so the second cycle could be 100x, right? Because still, this is at 4 million. It could go to either 40 million or 400 million. We're talking the narrative here. We don't know, right? And so this could go to 400 million from this moment on, where you get to see a God candle step in, because it's at that level where it's like that 4 million people think they could be missing out. And so it's just, you don't know. I don't know, but it's something that we could see. Either it's a 10x and it would tap that 1 cent area, or we're talking it could go to 10 cents. So we'll see what happens there. All righty.
Loving it, ladies and gentlemen. Loving it. I loving it.
All right. Hey, guys, you guys do us a quick favor. All of you guys over on X that have been popping in, showing us love. Look, we actually have our own, we're producing a show called Crypto Swamp Creatures, where we have two guys who are very funny, really good, and they talk about politics in a way that gives you the climate of what's happening in Washington. So we're going to air that. Please go over there. Tom, put the link in the YouTube as well as in the X, so people can just click it and move over. So here we go, guys. We're starting the show. This will be
we've got a minute or two before it goes, because there's a countdown built into it too, Pedro. But the Swamp Creatures, ladies and gentlemen, are a show, as they say, two guys in ties. And you may not enjoy two guys in ties, but these guys have the same methodology as that we do. Chris and Justin do an edutainment here. They use a little bit of humor and to educate you on the topics of the day. It's only a 10-minute episode here today, in today's show, ladies and gentlemen. So we'd all be happy if you went over and tuned in. We're going to raid that right now. Actually, I'm going to wait for it to turn 2 o'clock here.
Do us a quick favor. Put in the link so people can just click on it.
I'll do it right now.
All right, guys. Also, while Tom is doing that, I'm gonna go over Bitcoin one last time here on what we were talking about, as we got about a minute or 30 seconds. I'm really expecting it to kind of come back down to these lower levels right here, that 65 to 64 area, find support, and potentially really see this thing starting to pick back up again towards the middle of the week.
Oh, so you know what? I programmed this thing for tomorrow. Shit. I'm looking at it. It says premieres in 23 hours. I'm like, wait a minute. That's not right.
That's all right. Okay. So, all right, guys. Thank you so much for coming in today. You guys rock. Again, if you guys could do us a quick favor, and tomorrow, come in and be ready to go check out. You're not an idiot. You got a lot of stuff.
I'm an idiot.
You got a lot of stuff going on. And plus, when you're the main guy,
never mind, guys. Hold on. I gotta tell the Swamp Creatures.
It's all good. So thank you again, guys, for coming in today for our show. You guys are absolutely amazing. You guys rock the mic like nobody's business. Thank you again. Another rockstar day over on X, especially as well as on Trumbull. Not Trumbull. Wow. On Rumble. Yeah. Oh, we got trouble right here in River City.
Yeah, we enjoyed the crowd on the Rumble today.
Yeah,
there's a bunch of you watching over there. The topic we spoke about today is, does the market have a potential Kamala Harris victory priced into it? What's keeping Bitcoin down in that? And we're worried. Frankly, we're worried about that. One of our own guests on our show, or on our channel, one of the people that has a podcast here is a pollster and regularly on Fox News. Regarding, he was on Fox News last night talking about how the race is a dead heat. Justin Wallin, who is in the Crypto Swamp Creatures, who we will go through this whole process tomorrow to get to. Actually, no, because we're off tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry, Wednesday. I've got a bunch of stuff to do, so we're going to take the day off and come back to you Thursday. So stay tuned to our social media for the Crypto Swamp Creatures show. Yeah, Jesus, I know. Brain! Daryl says, look, I forgot how old I am. Relax. Totally, my friend.
Hurt there. You getting sensitive right there? That's okay. It's okay to get.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you guys on Thursday. Pay attention to social media for the Crypto Swamp Creatures. We'll see you later. So be there.
Thanks, guys. Come.